Hello, this is Alan Redman from Streamline Landlord Service, and in this video we're going to be talking about exporting your transactions to QuickBooks. So this is a feature that we've just added, and that is in our 0.6.3 release, which went out in mid-February of 26. So this is actually a fairly easy feature to explain. So basically, when you have transactions that go through our platform, after they have completed, so they've moved from pending state to finished, you can export those over into QuickBooks. Now, in QuickBooks, you have the concept of different companies. And in your QuickBooks account, you can have more than one company. And oftentimes, landlords or property managers will have, for example, one or two properties per company, right? Maybe you have a one-to-one mapping, so you've got three properties and then three companies as well, and each property belongs to each company, right? So what we need to do first is enable the feature, and then we need to provide a mapping between our properties and the companies that you have over in QuickBooks. So we'll start with that, and I'll just show you my setup here. So right now I've got three properties. I've just called them 1, 2, and 3 Main Street. I've got three tenants, these three tenants here, Connor, Lindsay, and Travis, and each of them are just renting 1, 2, and 3 Main Street. For monthly rent is 1,000, 1,001, 1,002. So very straightforward. I've just got three people in three different properties. So in order to enable the feature, we'll go into Settings, Features, and then Sync to QuickBooks right here. And then there's this Connect to QuickBooks Company. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this, and that is going to take us over into QuickBooks. And what you're going to do is you're going to sign in here. And then once you sign in, it's going to redirect you back to Streamline. I'm going to sign in using we're doing this using a sandbox account right now. So I'm just going to sign in using those credentials, and then I'll show you what it looks like next. So I'll pause the video here. Okay, so at this point, all I've done is signed in. I haven't done anything beyond that. So then it's going to present this drop-down list here, and this is going to have the companies that you have in your QuickBooks account. So since this is a sandbox, it just gives us these default sandbox company 1, 2, and 3, but you should see the ones that you actually have. So I'm going to be connecting all three of these. So we'll just go here, and then we'll go next. And then it's going to go back to the Streamline platform. Then we can see that this company is connected, has a status of connected. And this red button here is to disconnect that company if you don't want it anymore. And then this one is to edit it, and that's where we do our property mapping. So I'm going to pause the video here and just connect the other two companies. Okay, now as you can see, the three companies are connected. I just followed the exact same process. You click the Connect to QuickBooks Company button. That takes you over to QuickBooks. You choose which company you want, and then that's it. So now we have to map a property to a company. So what we're going to do here is go Edit. I'm just going to do this super simple and map 1 Main Street to Company 1. Actually, you know what? Let's get a little creative, and we'll map 2 and 3 Main Street to Company 2. And then nothing to company 3. Nothing to company 3. So we can see in this edit button, we can see that this one is already assigned to company 1. These two are assigned to company 2. And then there's nothing else for us to do here. So that's how the mapping works. So we're just saying which property belongs to which QuickBooks company. Now, that's all you have to do in order to set that up. So what happens now is over in pre-authorized debit, you're probably familiar with tenant payments and everything. I'm going to set up a tenant payment to run, and I'll pause the video, and then we'll come back when that transaction is completed, because at that point, you'll be able to export it over into QuickBooks. So I am just going to set this up. And you're probably very familiar with this. So I'm going to pause the video here. And yeah, when we come back, all the transactions will be, I'll pause the video and come back and you'll see the upcoming transactions. So I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. So as you can see, we're over here on the upcoming transactions page. I've just set up 3 monthly rent payments. They're going to run on March 2nd, which is Monday. So we got monthly rent, monthly rent, monthly rent for Connor, Lindsay, and Travis. And then I did a one-time transaction for each of them to run on the same day. So I just made them $1, $2, and $3. So what I'm going to do here is pause the video until these are finished processing. So I'll be back in a week. And then from the past transactions, you'll be able to see how to export them. Now, just as a note, for right now, we're going to be setting them so that you manually have to export them. So you choose which ones. And once we've had this feature, in the wild for a little while, then we can move forward with setting them to automatically sync. So I will pause the video here and I will see you in a little more than a week. Okay, and we're back. It's been a little over a week and all of the transactions have now completed. So I'm just going to go to past transactions and then we can see these 6 transactions, Connor, Lindsay, Travis. These have all completed. So once they're completed and approved, you can export them to QuickBooks. Now for right now, it's just a manual process, but in the near future, we're going to make this an automatic process if you'd like. So under action, we can, I already exported this one, so it says re-export. But if you choose a different one, it'll just show export. So let's try this one for Lindsay Hargrove. Actually, no, I'm going to do this one for Connor, just the $1. Export to QuickBooks. And the reason why I did that is because I've got that particular company open in QuickBooks over here. This is just a sandbox, so it's kind of just test data in here, but this will go to your actual QuickBooks. So in here, we'll go to accounting, and then if we go to chart of accounts, so right now it goes into the accounts receivable, and we can see Connor Whitaker, $1 right there. And then in customers, if there isn't a customer already, a new customer will be created. You can see there's Connor Whitaker. He was already created before because he was here. Let's do a different one. So I'm just going to close this. And then I'll export this one for Lindsay. And then what I'm going to do is go to Sandbox Company 2. Let's see if it can access my account info without me re-authenticating. Perfect. So then this is Sandbox Company number 2. And as you recall previously, we put this one in property number 2 in company number 2. So let's just go here and let's go, where are we going? Chart of accounts. I don't spend a ton of time inside of QuickBooks. So accounts receivable. And then we could say here's Lindsay with the 1001 payment. So as you can see, it comes across like that. Customer Hub, we can go overview, customers, and we can find Lindsay in here. I'm just saying the alphabet to myself in my head right now. Here's Lindsay Hargrove right here. So that's the export to QuickBooks feature. So essentially what you're doing is you're connecting properties into certain QuickBooks accounts, connecting those accounts to your Streamline account, and then individual transactions can be exported. Like I said before, we will be making this to export all of your transactions automatically if you'd like. But for right now, we're just going to test this out in production with the manual exports. If you have any questions at all on this, please don't hesitate to reach out to support@streamlinels.com. Thank you.